It's like,
by the way, look up what it actually says. Did we do that last time?
Already. Yeah. Like,
it says something like that.
You just have no right to say anything's funny if when the thing that offends you, you think I have the right to sue.
Yeah. Correct.
We already looked at this.
I don't know if you guys want to. All right, we can move on.
Yeah.
So funny though.
That's why Patrice O'Neal on Fox News back in the day was the best thing ever. Did you ever see him?
No.
When they're asking him about offensive jokes? It's so good.
He's so smart.
He said it all comes from the same place, right? It's like it comes to just want to be funny.
And then he made a joke, like, and it was a mean joke, and he was like, "Oh, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? That's absurd. Why are you laughing?"
Someone in the back when he was doing it, in the newsroom where they're doing it, one of their crew members was just busting up laughing, like, "Oh shit!"
Patrice said it perfect. Good jokes, bad jokes, they all come from the same place. We're trying to make something fun.
Yeah, trying to make you guys happy and laugh.
Yeah, that's not a threat. Although the biggest threat to dictators was always satire. Like when somebody like makes you look stupid, it's like you're like, fuck, because you can't really fight back.
Yeah.
It's like my joke. If you're losing, I was losing this argument, but I won because I told him his mother was a whore. Sometimes that's all you're left with, and you know you lost the fight.
Yeah, because you look like a douchebag if you try and get upset over it.
Well, you see these people like, you're not allowed to say this on my college campus. It's like, oh, you're that bankrupt of ideas. You can push back.
But I wonder, obviously, he don't have $28 million, so I wonder what it's going to be nothing, right?
No.
It's going to be nothing.
So in that lawsuit, he would have to say, the first thing that they'll say is, I was saying what I believed it meant. What I believed was that's what it meant, okay? Based on my interpretation of the song. I'm not an expert on...
And he's African, right?
Yeah. So he goes, there was an approximation of what I said. For them to win they'll never win $27 million. They wouldn't even win $9,000. But for them to, you always inflate it. For them to win anything, it would mean he would have to say my reputational damage, and there were financial damages to me. The Lion King's made more money than anything on the planet, number one, and it's also 25 years old. Number one.
I'm dumb.
Number two, fuckface, this guy doesn't understand that he would have to have been malicious. He would have had to have been specifically trying to hurt that guy. So it's the dumbest lawsuit ever.
But I'm dumb, but isn't there like rules for satire, which is why South Park is able to get away with
all the time
with playing on these different depictions of people? Because Drewski never even said Erica Kirk, which is
he'll get Dum who sued him is going to get hit with what's called a slap order, especially in LA. A slap order is basically to say, okay, I am speaking. It's freedom of speech. I'm allowed to speak what I believe. I'm telling my story. Okay, so if you do that, then what happens is if he has to hire a lawyer, the guy's going to have to pay all his legal fees.
Interesting.
Yeah, if he's not careful. It'll get thrown out, though.
That's
when
it gets expensive.
Yeah, it'll get thrown out on a slap order, though.
What else you got, Jed?
Real quick on that, though. So I do know someone that constantly gets sued by someone else. I will not say. And then he has to continue to defend himself. So his lawyer has to get involved. And even though they're frivolous, he still has to pay the lawyer to defend himself. So he's fucking getting...
That's how people with deep pockets, companies with deep pockets will bankrupt the smaller companies. They'll just keep suing you. Yeah. And so what you have to do in that case is you have to see every case through until the judge says, I see what's going on here. And then they make them pay all your legal fees.
Yep.
Hopefully that happens.
But that's what you can do typically. So what was happening for companies in LA, these scumbag law firms, were going to companies and saying, hey, you didn't give any of your employees lunch breaks. Can you prove it? And they would sue you for it. And this lawyer said, follow it through. Just follow it through. It'll get thrown out, and then they'll have to pay. But it's going to cost you money.
Waste of time and money.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's nobody crushing it doing that stuff.
No.
Never.
Okay, have you seen this video of Chris Brown kissing?
Real quick on that, though. So I do know someone that constantly gets sued by someone else. I will not say. And then he has to continue to defend himself. So his lawyer has to get involved. And even though they're frivolous, he still has to pay the lawyer to defend himself. So he's fucking getting... That's how people...
They had a lawsuit discussion on the fighter and the kid. The fact that he says lawsuit. Schaub uncomfortable during the whole speak, especially as Chin brought up, I have a friend who's involved in many frivolous lawsuits. You have a friend. He's talking about Schaub, obviously. Let's see. So Schaub sued me, lost, but is appealing. However, Schaub is getting sued by Mark Harley, getting sued by the former CEO, and now getting sued by that studio because he didn't pay the lease in Calabasas. So he's being sued by 3 different entities. So, like I've said, I'm sure when they arrive at the storage unit, him and Brian have a whole bitching session about their lives. And Schaub is probably like, I'm involved with all these frivolous lawsuits, B. But the fact that Chin just started talking about it and his face immediately went blank as they sit there in this storage unit. Chemistry gone. No interest in doing this podcast in any way, shape, or form. They brought in fake Landau over here. They had to bring in a new co-host. This is like the end times of watching the Opie and Anthony show. They brought in this guy. He's trying to like save the show. And like, because these two are just done with each other at this point. And Schaub's involved in 5 different lawsuits. Callan's career is dead. They hate each other. It's a sad state of affairs. The podcast is done. They truly do want to end it. But like, Bob has got his house up for sale. But I don't think he's planning on moving back. He really probably is just in financial trouble. Involved in a million lawsuits. And that's Chin's thing about the friend and the frivolous lawsuit. He's like, I feel bad. He has to pay all these lawyers and stuff. Because I guarantee you, Schaub is already crying broke behind the scenes. Is Chin prepared to have that discussion when Schaub has to tell him that he can't pay him anymore? Like I said, I bet you it just starts out as like Schaub just doesn't pay him one time. And Chin probably waits like a day or two before he gets up the courage to be like, you didn't pay me. And you usually get paid on like a Friday or something. And Schaub's like, look, B, we're going to have some, can I pay you in some Panther thick whiskey? I got some extra bottles laying around. We got some Gearheads Going Wild shirts. Do you think he's just sold everything banking on this? We're going to do this Gearheads Going Wild. We're going to make it. We're on TV, B. Any day now it's going to be my time. It's going to be Schaub's time. I bet on myself. Ugh. It's over for these idiots. Just hilarious, though. And another thing of Chin having to walk on Schaub shells. God forbid we mention lawsuits or the dummy in the room will clam up because, he's involved in like 20 of them. Because that's how life works. People who aren't doing shady stuff are just constantly involved in lawsuits. I mean, I'm involved in one lawsuit, but that's because Schaub sued me. But like one lawsuit in my entire life. I would assume that, if you're constantly involved in lawsuits, at some degree, it's on you. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.